Lesson 7. Preparing for the Reiki Attunement Ceremony. There are so many different ways or methods of performing Reiki attunements. They all work as long as the recipient is open and willing to receive the attunements, and your intentions as a Reiki master is clear, and you have a desire to pass on the gift of Reiki to your Reiki student, or in some cases a client, who needs to be able to treat themselves, as in the case, for example, of a client who is seriously ill and would benefit from daily self-treatments. We have chosen to show you the easiest step-by-step method which we use to pass on attunements during our workshops. You can try this method, and if you like it and it resonates with you, then you can adopt it as your preferred method of attunement. You can also watch the bonus Reiki 3 videos contained within the members area and experiment with these methods also to see if they feel right for you. Alternatively, you can read and review the other examples shown in the following 4 lessons and try these different methods out to see which one or two you will use in your own Reiki Master Teacher practice. Remember, they will all work. Intention is the key. Use the one that resonates and feels right for you and your students. A step-by-step preparation guide. Step 1. Preparation and personal hygiene. During the attunement ceremony, you will come into close contact with your student. As you will be touching their hands and shoulders and blowing the symbols into their chakras, it's therefore vitally important that you are clean and you smell nice. So make sure that you shower, apply deodorant, perfumes or cologne, brush your teeth, and if required, use a mouthwash. Avoid eating smelly foods that contain things like garlic, and of course avoid drinking alcohol. Make sure that the room where the attunements are going to take place is tidy, smells fresh, and is clear of any negative energy. A quick tip: you can use the choke-array or the DKM symbol to clear the room of any negative energy before the attunement. The attunement ceremony can be a very moving experience, so ensure that you have a box of tissues handy, just in case your students begin to cry with the emotion of the ceremony. Step 2. Setting the scene. You will need a straight back chair for the student to sit down on during the attunement. If you are tuning more than one student at a time, position the chairs in a circle. Make sure you have enough room to move behind, around, and in front of each student. If the room or space is tight and does not permit or lend itself to a circle, then you can set the chairs up in a neat row. You will still need to allow space to move around each chair and student. Unlike the image opposite, we prefer to have the chairs back to back so that the students are not facing each other. It just stops the students' temptation to open their eyes and watch you as you move around the group performing attunements. You can set up the circle either way based on your own preferences. If the room is too small and you cannot fit all the students into the circle or row, you will need to do the attunements in separate groups. If this is the case, try to keep the other students occupied by asking them to sit down in another room and meditate in preparation for their upcoming attunement ceremony. You may need to put on some music to help them to relax while they wait for their own attunement. Once the first group of students are attuned, you can swap them over and then ask the recently attuned students to also meditate for a short period of time to reflect on their experience that they've had during the attunement ceremony. This keeps everyone involved and happy. You can add a reverent or peaceful ambience to the room by lighting candles, burning incense, and playing soft, relaxing music. If you do use incense sticks, make sure that any of your students are not adverse to the smell before lighting the incense. If they are, then obviously don't use them during the ceremony. Ask the students to remove, if possible, any jewelry and their shoes. Then ask the students to sit down on one of the chairs in preparation for the attunement. Make sure that they're comfortable and that their feet are flat on the floor and their hands are in front of their heart chakra in the prayer position. If their feet do not reach the floor when sitting upright in a chair, you can bridge the gap with cushions or a phone directory. Standing in front of the student, explain that you will begin the attunement ceremony shortly by asking them to close their eyes and take several deep breaths to help them relax. Continue by telling them that you will be moving around them throughout the ceremony, so they may sense you in front, behind, or to the side of them at various points in the ceremony. Add that you, at certain times in the ceremony, need to place your hands on their shoulders, and you will also have to touch and move their hands to different locations in line with various chakra points. Explain that you'll also be blowing, pushing, and tapping the symbols into their palms and specific chakra points. Reassure them by explaining that you'll only touch their shoulders and hands, and the rest of the time you will be blowing or pushing or projecting the sacred Reiki symbols into their chakras. Finally, explain that you will complete the attunement ceremony by grounding them and intoning a short thank you prayer. Step 3. The attunement ceremony. You are now ready to perform the attunement ceremony. Please refer to the attunement process in the following 4 lessons to learn how to attune your Reiki students to Reiki 1, Reiki 2, Reiki 3, and also all 3 levels at once. Step 4. Feedback and group discussion. Once the attunement ceremony has been completed, it's a good idea to share and discuss the experiences of each student with the group if applicable. You can do this formally within the classroom, or you can do it during a breakout session. We prefer the breakout method. People are more relaxed and tend to be more willing to share their experiences if they feel they're just chatting amongst friends. A good way to create the breakout session is to set up a breakout area in another room, conservatory or garden, weather permitting of course. You could offer the students a cup of herbal tea or fresh juice and maybe even a healthy snack. Once everyone is relaxed, you will find many of the students start talking about the experience themselves over a cup of refreshing tea. If required, you can coax them along by asking them if anyone wishes to share their experiences. This concludes Lesson 7.